الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن استنى بسنته واهتدى بهداه إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، حياكم الله أخواتي في الله to this question and answer session, and we open it and begin it and start it with some advice on how the Muslim can reach or can earn the highest reward. As in the hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, إن المسلم لا يبلغ درجة الصائم القائم الليل الصائم النهار. إن المسلم لا يبلغ بحسن خلقه درجة الصائم القائم. As in the hadith of Abdullah ibn Umar رضي الله تعالى عنهما, which is reported by many of the scholars of hadith and authenticated that he sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, إن العبد or إن الرجل, indeed the slave, or the man meaning male or female, slave or man meaning male or female, will reach the level and rank of the one who's fasting and praying at night only with his good character and good behavior and good manners. And this hadith is reported by Imam Tabarani on the authority of Anas ibn Malik and Abu Dawood on the authority of Aisha radiallahu anha, and Abu Dawood and Tirmidhi on the authority of Abu Darda radiallahu anhu, and Al-Hakim reported in his Mustadrak on the authority of Usama bin Shuraik that the Prophet ﷺ said, خير ما أعطي الناس, or he was asked about what is the best of people who are given. He said, the good manners. And the hadith in this are many. So that's why the Muslim need to be upon the best quality of manners and characters. May Allah Ta'ala make us from those whom the Prophet ﷺ said, as in the hadith, إن من أقربكم مني مجلسا يوم القيامة إن من أحبكم إلي وأقربكم مني مجلسا يوم القيامة أحاسنكم أخلاقا. From amongst you, those who are closer to me on the day of resurrection and most beloved ones to me are those who are having good manners and characters. And we have always to remember what Isa said as in the hadith reported by Tabarani on the authority of Abdullah ibn Abbas الخلق الحسن يذيب الخطايا كما يذيب الماء الجليد. The good manners would melt down the sins as the water melt down the ice. Or water down the ice. So and the bad manners damages the deed as the vinegar damages the honey when it is added to it. So we the Muslims need to be about the good manners and characters in all of the way of life, even with the non-Muslims, so that they accept Islam through the good manners. والله تعالى أعلم وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه.
Assalamu alaikum.
Naam alaikum assalam.
Do you have to recite the du'as that you recite in the evening and the morning? Do you have to recite them in Arabic, or is it sufficient to recite them in English, even though some of them say recite 3 times in Arabic or whatever? Is it okay, like should you recite the transliteration if you don't know Arabic, or is it okay to recite it in English?
The Adhkar which Rasulullah taught us in wording, they have to be said the way it is taught in Arabic. And the person needs to learn how to say this Adhkar in Arabic, exactly like how he learns how to recite Surah Al-Fatiha in Arabic, because it is not possible to recite in English. But if she doesn't know how to recite them, she at least does the easiest one, and that will be enough, and Allah will protect her and give her the reward of those adhkar based on her intention. But not to just ignore learning and be headless of learning and decide to keep just seeking knowledge in English, reading the Quran translation in English, reading the books in English and doing the adhkar in English. That's all not good. We have to learn the adhkar, we have to learn the knowledge, we have to learn the Quran in Arabic, as there is no any other language that can give you the exact meaning of what the Arabic can give you. Na'am, Allah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
My question is about zakat. Right? If you owe money and then you have gold, do you have to pay on the gold from the money that you owe? Or is it like a void because you owe more money than what you have saved in your bank account or the gold that you do own?
Now, if the person has money, whether it is in form of currency or form of gold, whether his gold is things that she wears or not, and he at the same time is in debt, he owes money to others, then he still has to pay the money, to pay the zakat of the gold or money that he is saving. Regardless, the loan that he is uh, uh, in, or the debt that he is in, because since he has money or gold, it means that he is rich. He's not poor. So he has to pay the money, the zakat. Unless if he spends all what he has with a gold or money currency like dollars or whatever, paying the debt or what he owes to others. If he pays and spends all the money in paying that loan, then no zakat on that gold or that money that he saved. But as long as he owns it, he has to pay the zakat for it. Wallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Okay, the question I have is, what do you do in the event where another Muslim sister has shared with you that she knows of another Muslim sister that's dealing with witchcraft? How do you handle that situation?
That other sister is doing what?
That she knows of other sisters that's dealing with witchcraft activity.
Witchcraft.
Yes.
And sorry, the question is about whom? The one who knows the witchcraft?
Right. Like if another
in the
sister,
middle.
yeah. So if another sister expresses to you that she knows of another Muslim sister that's dealing in these type of activities,
Okay.
how do you handle the situation?
Advice. Because now you're talking about the middle one, not the one dealing with the witchcraft directly, isn't it?
Right. Like, is this something that you address? Like, how do you deal with it? Do you tell the sister, like, she wants to know what exactly to do about the other sister?
Okay, that sister who knows about her sister, she is asking, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
And
He
exposing.
has to advise her, and if she doesn't listen, if she doesn't accept, then she has to stay away from her and make her know that I stay away from you because of what you're doing, because you are now causing the anger of Allah. And you're losing your iman, losing your deen. Because the Prophet ﷺ said that ما أتى كائنا أو عرافا فصدقه فقد كفر بما أنزل على محمد. Whoever comes to a magician or a fortune teller, then he has disbelieved in what they descended to Muhammad. So she advised her first. If she doesn't listen, then she has to stay away from her and boycott her. If she doesn't stop, then she has to warn everybody from her. Because she is someone who is committing kufr. Wal-'iyadhu billah.
Perfect. Okay, shukran.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
My question is about making up the days for Ramadan. If a woman was breastfeeding during Ramadan and she did not fast, and then during the year she becomes pregnant again, how does she go about making up the fast, and does she have to make it up before the next Ramadan?
The woman who is in pregnancy or breastfeeding during the month of Ramadan, if she cannot fast or it becomes hard for her, difficult, then she doesn't need to do anything other than feeding a needy for each day. That is the proper opinion amongst the opinions of the scholars. So she doesn't need to make up those days, but she does need to feed a needy for each day.
How does she go about that? Like, how do you know who to feed and how much is enough to feed?
First of all, who to feed is Muslim needy. Muslim, poor people, not non-Muslims. The second is how to know them, or how to know if they are poor or not. Sorry, how much to feed them or how to feed them. It is either, if it is cooked food, it is a meal for each person. A meal for each person. If it is uncooked, then it is if it is rice, 1.5 kg rice is enough for one person.
Kilogram.
Yeah, 1.5 kilogram.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
A sister recently had surgery, and as a result,
Has what?
recently had a surgery.
Surgery, okay.
Yes, and as a result of the surgery, she's having heavy bleeding, but it's bleeding from the vein, which we know is bleeding from the shaitan. What should she do in this particular case? Like, should she pray and fast, or should she, like, Islamically, what should she do? Like, is there
Okay,
something that she
if
can
this
do?
excessive bleeding is happening in the days of her normal period, then these days she hold off praying, fasting, and the marriage enjoyment. But if it is not in the day that she normally has the period in, then she will pray and fast, but she needs to perform wudu for each salah. Once the time of it enters.
Okay, but does she also need to, like, make a stinja or do anything?
Make what?
Does she need to wash herself?
No. She doesn't if it is not in the time of a normal period.
Sheikh, if what kind of know if what she has to do, but Islamically she read where it says it's from shaitan when the woman bleeds like that, and she knows it's not her period. But Islamically, what should she do to protect herself? So that bleeding, if it's from shaitan, could stop? Or
Is there any special dua?
is there a special dua, or you know?
Well, the dua is the dua of illnesses, all the normal illness. I mean, the du'as that we usually say when we are sick. اللهم رب الناس أذهب الباس اشفي لا شفاء إلا شفاء شفاء لا يغادر سقما. Of what you find in Hisn Muslim, the Muslim portraits.
Can you put, there's henna, mashallah. There's another type of henna that's called indigo. It's blue. Is it permissible to put that in your hair, even though it makes your hair look black, but it's really blue? Is that permissible?
Yes, it is permissible if it is not itself black. Because Abu Bakr Siddiq used to mix henna with something called with the herbs called katam. And katam, when it is mixed with katam itself, is not black. It's most gray. But when it is mixed with henna, it goes to like black. It is not black. When a person focus on it, he can recognize that it is not real black.
Right.
This one you're talking about, I assume, is the same because it is originally blue. But when you put it on your hair, it looks black from far or from bit. But when it is analyzed, it is found that it is not real black.
Mashallah.
With regards to beautifying yourself in the home, there's something called fiber mascara, and we know that in Islam that you can't add extensions to your hair or wear fake nails or something like that. But this mascara contains fibers which make your eyelashes appear longer. Is this considered, or is this under the same category as adding extensions?
No.
Now, this anything that makes the hair looks longer or thicker, then it is from the same category of wasila, which Rasulullah said, لَعَنَ اللَّهُ الْوَاصِلَ وَالْمُسْتَوْصِلَ. Allah's curse be upon the one who makes it and the one who is it made for her.
Regarding student loans, if these loans were taken out before coming to Islam, and you're afraid of the riba, is it permissible that you may ask someone who's more wealthy than you to contractually pay for it, and you can pay them back in whatever time you agree?
Yes, if it is without any profit, this is the best way to do. To make someone pay for you, or you borrow some money and pay without the profit before the period, and then you come out of the risk of riba, because you only get it in the state of kufr before you become Muslim. Now,
And if you're whoever is in charge of you, your mahram, they don't want you to do this, how do you convince them that this is the best thing?
well, you try your best, but if they are not convinced, it's not up to them. لا طاعة لمخلوق بمعصية الخالق. There is no obedience to a creation if it is a disobedience to the creator.
Jazakallah khair.
Cover or be modest from one, or be shy of one who the angels are shy of. Now, so the Muslim woman in front of other Muslim women should cover all of her body and be always covered and in modesty, not to expose her body parts in front of the others and say, oh, it is woman to woman, even men to men. It's not allowed. It's not from the modesty, even for men, to cover, as you said, only for necessity, not just exposing. And that's why the ulama, for example, they say that what the footballers, for example, wear today is haram, and looking to them is haram because of what they dress. Same thing with the woman. It is not correct to say that, the awra for women is from the navel to the knees, so we can sit without full cover, or not cover as a hijab and niqab, but the dressing should be wide, loose, long, thick, not not tight, not thin, not short. Now,
No,
and that's why the ulama spoke about this. Even in our time, for example, they when the women go to the wedding parties and they wear clothes that shows part of their bodies. The ulama said that it is haram. The ulama said that it is haram. As Shaykh Ibn Baz, Shaykh Ibn Uthaymeen, Shaykh Bozan recently, he has a fatwa spread that this is from the non-modesty of the woman to go in front of other women, exposing part of her body. Wallahu a'lam.